Hello, hello, good evening. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Long time no see. Welcome to another live stream. Today I just wanted to do something pretty chill. I wanted to do some fantasy landscape designs and environment stuff. I actually haven't had any time for the last couple weeks because of me being busy a lot. So I thought it would be a great thing to just start again our streaming schedule while starting with a new project. So I just decided that I wanted to do a little bit of a fantasy design. The plan for today's stream is basically to start with sketching out the designs and getting all the thought process down on paper, and then maybe starting with a couple thumbnails, paintings. It really depends on how far we're gonna go tonight and how fast we actually gonna progress. But yeah, either ways, I hope you're all doing great. You're all staying positive and being relaxed. Let's wait for all the people joining, and I'm gonna see if my laptop survives tonight, because I actually had a couple technical issues over the last weeks, which is pretty annoying. Trying to do stuff and then the laptop is basically going down all the time, but I see more people are joining. Yeah, so basically we will do a couple things tonight. I already did a mood board, so I will just start out doing some sketches. Of course, starting with my form language tonight, which will be seed pods. So first I will do a couple sketches for those medieval European architecture things, and then we go over to add form language, doing a couple sketches here and there. And I actually wanted to paint a little bit tonight, but that we will see how far we're gonna go tonight. And for the future, I actually plan to do the streams on a regular basis now, which means at least once a week would be nice. I thought maybe Wednesday evening could be cool. It's also for me Wednesday in terms of work schedule is the most relaxing in the evening. Yeah, and also next week comes my next episode. It's gonna be the brainstorm guide I promised for a while. So I worked on that the last couple days. I probably will bring that out next week somewhere when I finished it. And yeah, and besides that, I hope you're all doing good, and let's start with the stream. I see nobody's here in the chat. I don't see anything popping up, so let's go into the process. Let's put the refs to the side here. All right. Please let me know if the music is too loud or anything. So these are my keywords for the form language. Let's put those maybe here. Let's start with that. So I wanted to do fantasy for a while. I'm a huge fantasy fan. everything which is somehow in a fantasy environment, fantasy topic is just cool to see. I think it also has to do of me being a big Lord of the Rings fan and Tolkien and everything. So I thought it would be about time to do some fantasy stuff. And my main form language here is CPOTS. Hey Mateus, how's it going? So my main form language is CPOTS, and the supporting form language will be sailing ship hull or sailing ships. And the plan here is to design basically an environment piece of a city, which is basically an old town made of ship parts, or maybe a little bit of shipwreck parts, but they have the form language of CPOTS. That could be cool, but that can also change on that whole process while doing that. Yeah, and architecture-wise, the biggest inspiration here, or the biggest architecture, is those medieval townhouses. I just love how they are, and I have so many ideas in the head already. It's gonna be pretty cool. And in terms of mood and vegetation and vibe, I wanted to have a little bit of a Ghibli vibe, so very green, a lot of greenery, overgrowth, and yeah, that's basically the main style guide for that. Just put that here to remind myself. So okay, let's go. Also, I need to say I haven't warmed up anything. I just was editing the brainstorm video the whole day, and yesterday as well. Just starting just with the study of the shape, and I like that how we have this texture here, like this this patterns on top, this like going with the flow. Also like thinking about my keywords, what could be my main keyword, probably could be protected. Hollow is pretty nice, but it's also I have to think about, okay, how do I implement that into that European architecture housing style. This is also nice here because I like that it's actually top heavy, but also we have to see how that is looking. I wanted to go a little bit away from that typical fantasy kind of style where like everything, it looks like mushrooms. I think we have seen that quite a lot already, so that could be good to go away from that, and thinking about, okay, if they would build those houses with old ship parts, adding those form language of those seaports, like how could that basically look at the end? Also, those townhouses, they have a they're very square, they're very blocky and stacked also. But what I found interesting is the roof part of those houses, and seeing this here of the seaport, like something in between could be very interesting. Also, what is also interesting is that open part here. So something which is basically open. And what is good is this shape here is a little bit resembles a little bit that shape. So it could be interesting. But this is also interesting here. Protected. So maybe thinking about, okay, that's the roof part, that's the base part, or like thinking of that sailing ship hull, having that as a roof could be also interesting. So let's just do a side view. So maybe let's go for the base just. And thinking about, okay, we have maybe something like that. That could be interesting. Just like basically just this is now like writing thoughts down for the design. Maybe them having some sort of support structure. Then we're going back to that seat hole. Could be actually be stronger here. Chat is quiet. I see you all. How's everyone been doing? We have six people here. Hope you're all doing good. Now thinking about how do we bring that in here? So maybe having a bit more typical house style. Procrastinating. I know that, but maybe it's good, you know. Maybe it's good taking a break. What are you procrastinating from? Okay. Busy? Being busy a lot? So my next, or my thought process here could be, okay, if they really built this town out of old ship parts, like the question could be why, and where is it located? Is it maybe on a hill, mountain, which was on sea level before? Or is it on an island and they have nothing else than ship parts? Just think I also need to get a little bit warm here. I feel a little bit cold, to be honest. I also just want to start with side views because it's just easier to get thinking going and yeah, basically getting stuff on paper. It's easier to start with because when we go in perspective, it requires more thinking. Entering this topic, do you have any advice to help stick to a daily routine and balance work and study? Yeah, I mean, advice, just from my personal experience, the thing is, it really depends on where you state, where you actually are in life right now. If you want to get a job in the industry and you're hustling and everything, then it's okay that you go a little bit more over the border of spending your energy. But if you already in a job and it's like balance, my personal best, or like how I work the best, is like really through and I think the key word here is really balance, like doing sport, doing exercises, and then giving yourself a certain amount of time where you want to get work done and not go overboard because you have to see it on the long run. And I felt that last year when I did the brainstorm vlog, like those 10 weeks were super intense, and I learned really a lot, but with the job and everything and vlogging, it was just too much. And afterwards I felt in a hole of being super exhausted. And yeah, I think it really depends on what is your current state, what is your goal at the moment. If it's just getting a job or something, and you have a deadline for yourself, you can hustle and you can go through. But if not, I would really try not, like, I think the biggest problem is that we also stress ourselves too much. Yeah, and I think also what is good, like if you have trouble on, like, because you said you procrastinate at the moment, just start with something. Just do doodles, do drawings, just to get your brain going in the morning right away. If you're a morning person, that's good also. Like get your stuff out, like start your day right away with drawing, and then you get in the creative habit, in the creative mood, and then you basically push your brain into the direction of, okay, I need to start thinking. So yeah, I think that works best for me. Also, when I started out, when I tried to get a job and get basically get better with my stuff, I just started my day on drawing right away, just to make sure, okay, I am not interested in I don't know, playing video games or anything else. But yeah, other things, like also you said study. Yeah, if you work on your fundamentals and you try to get a study routine, I would always start with the studies, because sometimes if you just do studies, you don't have to think too much, you know? I mean, it also depends on the studies, but I would always start with that. And then like I would study every day a little bit and work on a project every day simultaneously, you know, like doing a project for 4 weeks and then, or for longer, and then doing a study for that project, but start with that, and then you eliminate the problem of procrastinating or maybe not getting stuff going. That could be good. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's continue with that. Yeah, so the first one is pretty boring. I want it a little bit more organic. I like that open stuff here. That's pretty cool. So maybe we can combine that. Again, trying to do side views for the beginning. So then when we go over on painting and starting with the environment, and we have like the design, the architecture kind of nailed, then it's way easier to create cool, interesting looking images. Makes it way easier for us, because if we then have to think about, okay, what do we want to add to the piece, and then we have to like find stuff out or story or anything, that's gonna be really tough. You're welcome. You're welcome. Also, what I really like about those European houses is that they not only had those staggered roofs, but that they also have those little windows on top. Like thinking about having that just added a little bit of a romantic storytelling, if you ask me. Also, going for asymmetry here can be interesting. Also, like when I see this empty space here and then I look back on the architecture, I try to incorporate that to really get a good base for our design. And it really doesn't have to be super. It really doesn't have to be super precise. We can always adjust that, and we will adjust that on the process of making that. Everything really starts with basic with basic design thoughts, sketches, and those can be super plain because we want to get the most ideas out, and then after a while, if we decide for a certain sketch, then we can elaborate on that, and then we can push that forward. What's up, Max? How's it going, man? How's life going? Hello, Huang. I hope I said that right. How's it going? How are you doing, guys, on a Sunday evening? Hope you're all doing great. Ready for tomorrow. By the way, I actually wanted to buy me a new PC for quite a while, so I have a better setup for streaming also, but the prices, man, for graphic cards at the moment is just crazy. RTX 3080 is for $2,000 or 2,000 euros. Those prices, man, it's just insane. Okay, anyways, let's go with that maybe. Maybe a little bit more asymmetric here. Also don't want to spend too much time for those. Just making basic, simple sketches. And the idea for the town, so as I said in the beginning, I want to go for a little bit more of a Ghibli vibe. So a very friendly green thing. Hey Björn, thanks a lot for the follow and welcome to the stream. And and so I actually wanted to go for a little bit more of a friendly environment. So a lot of greenery, maybe a warm sunlight, and then when we at the point of making the painting, then we can make maybe a pretty cool shot where maybe some people streaming into that city. But again, we also need to answer the questions of is that town on a hill? Is it like in a canyon? Where is it supposed to be? Why do they use shipwreck parts or like ship hull things to build this place? Like we have to go a little bit deeper with that, but that's everything what we're gonna do later. What kind of professional work do you do right now? I feel like I used to know and forgot. Don't worry, Max. I'm still at Vuga. It's a mobile game company, and I do environments. So I'm mainly doing concepts for environments and backgrounds. It's for a hidden object game. It's called June's Journey. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. What are you doing? So I just want to read my keywords again. So those keywords are all for the seaport, not for the ships. But like I like that containing part here, that we have this open, broken thing. But maybe we can go for a little bit more of that stacked, typical housing stuff. Let's try that. It's also like top heavy. So in terms of material, that probably will be wood. And it's made out of... So we have to keep that in mind, like how far can we bend the material so it is still realistic and believable later on. I just love that elongated shape. But we really think about like big, medium, small. So this old principle, which you always use, is really thinking about the shapes and then seeing, okay, what is the big shape, what is the medium shape, what is the small shape. And that's the same for everything which get designed. I'm just skill building at the moment. Took time off from uni and take a brainstorm class and focus on art. Nice. Which brainstorm class are you doing? I'm actually releasing my final episode this week. I don't know which day, but I definitely will want to release it this week to finally get that out. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't say, I don't know how to pronounce that. Hane? Hey Naveen, how's it going? It has been a while, yes. How have you been, man? I hope you're doing good. Hey RG. What I'm using a Wacom Intuos. It's a small pad here. I don't like Cintiqs because of the posture you have, and I'm also a keyboard guy, so I have a lot of keyboard shortcuts, and I don't like the setup of sitting, like having the hand here, like having the arm up and then having the keyboard below. Like I see a lot of my colleagues doing that, and I just don't like that. I like to maybe sit back in my chair and just relax, you know, and that's more comfortable for me. So let's move on. So let's go a little bit more crazy, maybe. Thinking about, okay, we have that roof part. Still trying to stay a little bit more in the side view. That's too fat. Maybe we add a little bit more stuff like that here. So I like the contrast of thinking that we have this very rectangular architecture, and then on top we have those organic shapes. Can be a very nice contrast. Then we have stacked again. You're taking custom figure drawing right now. Nice. How's that class? Who's the instructor? Oops. I don't like that. Still. Maybe let's try it from the bottom up. Could be more, work a little bit better. So if we bring that back, that shape here. Maybe they are on roots or something. almost done with that ship shape here. And then it's open. Sorry, let me read the chat. Björn asks, are you working on personal stuff or is this for work? No, that's personal stuff. I was actually pretty busy the last couple of weeks with my work, with the studio job, and I haven't been able to do anything for myself. And I also wanted to go back to streaming again, so I thought it could be finally a good time to start streaming and also start with a new personal thing. And I wanted to do fantasy for a really long time, like really classical fantasy. Yeah, so everything is personal. What are you doing, Björn? What are you working on? Hey Leighton, how's it going? Yeah, finally the live stream. You're definitely in the top 3 artists who inspired my passion for art and self-improvement. Thank you for helping me through leading by example. Man, thanks a lot for the nice words. I'm always happy to hear stuff like that. Yeah, I know the struggle. I mean, we all are there. We all have been there. It's not easy to get the ball rolling. Even if you're a professional, you know, you have different problems. Then you're just exhausted. Like now I know more stuff than before when I started, and still now I have the issue of being empty of energy because of too much work. You know, like be careful what you wish. Before I had like before I was wanted to have a lot of work. Now I'm having too much work, but no, it's kind of okay. But anyways, thanks a lot for the nice words. So again, still doing side views just to get warm. I also am not gonna. There's at the moment there's nothing where I would say, wow, that really looks awesome. So it's for me really getting warm with the stuff and getting ideas out, and then we go over into maybe 3/4 views, sketching out, and then it depends on how fast we are, and we maybe can do some painting also today. I actually wanted to paint, but it doesn't make sense if you not spend time on preparing your image before. If you don't answer all the questions, the important questions, then you run into issues later on, so I don't want that. I also, yesterday I've seen an image. Hey JPEG. Hey JPEG1, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yesterday also I have seen an image from a house where basically it was very angled. I don't know from which time area it is, but it looked very interesting. Also the thing which I really love about fantasy is that you can go very broad with the expression of design and everything. I think that's also why I really wanted to do fantasy for a while. Also I want to practice on the design skills, everything I learned in the form language class with Norris. Again, I can just recommend that to people. If you want to get good with your image making, really learning form language, I believe, is a very useful skill just on coming up with cool ideas. But again, I will publish the brainstorm video this week. That's the plan. That's my goal. So if you haven't took the class so far, you can watch my video, and then maybe it's an easier way to understand which class you maybe should take. That's great. I'm glad you finally get to work on some person stuff. This is Kyle. Ah, man, Kyle, what's up, buddy? Man, I didn't know that it's you. I hope are you more healthy? I hope you're doing well. How are the compositions are going from the mentorship? Yeah, tons of stuff, right? That's good. That's good. You're getting better every time. You were spamming brainstorm questions a while ago. Oh, okay. That's good. Maybe I can answer them in the next episode on the YouTube channel, but you can also ask them now if you are curious to know anything. Still fighting the cold, but slightly better. Oh shit, I don't like to hear that, man. Yeah, like don't stress yourself too much with the mentorship. Take it easy with that. Really, do what you can do. Health is more important for you and your family. So, really, we can also move our mentorship meeting if you want. Just let me know, okay? No, you already answered them all on YouTube. Cool, that's great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the comps are really a cool entrance on environments. It really enables you to get a good feel for approaching environments and also composition and everything. Really good training. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Also I'm also have to look out for scaling. Still not feeling very warm in terms of drawing. do you ever do like a portfolio review on stream or something? I can do that. If that's interesting for people, I definitely can do that. That's no problem. I think what we can do, because I really want to stream for the future more regular and on a schedule, like maybe Wednesday evening or something. So we can definitely push that in between. Yeah, for sure. And if you want to do that, feel free to write me a message in the Discord, in our Discord. If you are in our Discord, you can go on the banner on the YouTube channel or on the Twitch thing, and there's the Discord button. And just join the community and feel free to send me a message there, and then we can arrange that, definitely. If you're interested in doing that, and if you're open to share your stuff, totally. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's just the sketches just are just sketches, just getting first ideas down. Again, I haven't done anything on a weekend. I just did video editing, so it's just to get the ball rolling. Oh shoot, that's not that's not good. Okay, yeah, Kyle, take it easy with the homework, okay? Also from my side, just do what you need to do first, and don't kill yourself, okay? Thanks, JPEG. Yeah, feel free to join anytime, and yeah, great to have you here. So let's move on. Maybe let's go a little bit more. I wanted to go a little bit more crazy, I think. Let's go a little bit more freakish, yeah. Yeah, don't worry. All good. By the way, guys, is the music too loud? Please let me know if it's too loud. I can't hear it properly on the stream. It's funny how I end up deciding to do environments and Jonathan Heather's doing figures. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? But yeah, getting better with graphical read is good. That's never wrong. Any more questions, guys? Sorry, just focusing on getting my brain ready to come up with stuff that could work. That reminds me a bit too much of Japanese housing. Hey Ben, how's it going? How I go about studying architecture? Can you elaborate a bit more on your question? What do you mean specifically? Like, how do I approach studying architecture, or what is the question? It's 3 AM right now, and the stream came on in a great moment. Currently doing some reference studies for Magic the Gathering cards. Nice. So I just listened to it in the background. That's nice. Great to hear, Leighton. How are the reference studies going? Yeah, it's funny. I'm also more of a night owl, so I work actually better at night. But it's not the healthiest rhythm of working, I guess. Hey Burrito, welcome to the stream and thanks for the follow. I always wonder how people come up with the cool names. I'm not so creative with that. So thinking about like how they are able to build the houses and how are they stable enough to not break apart. But it's also that's the boundary of maybe using fantasy as a theme, so we can go a little bit more over the top here. Ah man, I go in too much into detail already. Question, do you like burritos? It feels like I know you. Oh, yes, I like them very much. Why are you asking? Okay. Also, what we can start to think of is how they enter the buildings. Like, where are staircases, and maybe if they have lifts or anything. Some sort of like medieval lifts with the ropes and stuff. Also, what they maybe add for stability, that things do not break. Can be also nice to add to the silhouette. But more logical. Also again, never forgetting big, medium, small. So keeping in mind how's the scaling, like how big is that building compared to a person. So it makes more sense for the viewer also. And it's easier to sell that this could exist somewhere. Okay, I think I need to move on. Still not digging it, but we are getting there. Also reminds me a little bit, I don't know why, but I associate a little bit of a neoclassical architecture. Don't ask me why. Leighton said, I feel like I'm more creative when everyone else is asleep, but being a night owl is still a bad habit because of healthy reasons. The studies are going great. I'm doing this for about 6 hours. Nice, Leighton. That sounds productive. That sounds really good. Yeah, I mean, if you're able to do that and that's your work habit, then it's fine. Why not? Are you thinking up a whole world, or is this just going to a single painting? That's a good question. I would say it's kind of both. So my main intention was really to I actually wanted to paint today, but the more time I spent on doing sketches and stuff, I think more about, okay, how's the world? How are people behaving in that world? How do they build these houses? Like why are the circumstances like they are? Why are they using old ship parts to build the houses? Maybe what can be the problem in the environment, which I can solve to make an interesting design, you know? These are just questions while I'm doing the sketches. So yes and no, I think about a whole world while thinking just about single stuff. If that makes sense, I'm sorry. Maybe I should pull another reference. It's also cool. Yeah, I have my ref board here on the side, of course. Never work without reference. But also don't get too many. If you get too many, it can get a bit too messy also. For me, it just like my main form language is again seed pods, and my supporting form language are sailing ship hulls. Like thinking about, okay, they use wood as a material to build everything in their world. And the architecture is typical European architecture, which they have in the Netherlands and also in Germany and stuff. That just works very well with fantasy, I think. Can maybe add also a little bit more of after the next sketch we can also add maybe a little bit of values, just to get a feel for value separation and stuff. So maybe working a little bit more with asymmetry. I think I also want to go for something which looks a little bit more like the architecture, so a bit more squarish, if you can say it like that. Just to see the boundaries. Any more questions, guys? And girls. Sorry if I'm not talking too much, I'm just thinking about how that could work here. What looks cool, what not. Basically drawing upside down here. I'm still trying to find out how I can incorporate the European architecture style. Maybe we can also try like a frontal window or something. Could be also interesting. It can't be too big, has to be a little bit smaller. And then giving it maybe also for the same shape design, a little bit more those these roofs they have. So it's basically also like a ship, but just indicating here. So maybe here it can be also a window which got added later because it's broken, the base is broken. I don't know, just trying out stuff. And this has to be a little bit smaller, and also thinking about like how big it is. Is it for a couple people? Is it for one person? Hey Lagushi, welcome to the stream and thanks for the follow. What is up? What is going? So back to the part of thinking, okay, how do they move up? How do they get from the lowest point to the highest point? Do they have stairs, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they also have some sort of lift. So they have something here and then it's going down. That also can be cool. But it has to be plausible, it has to make sense, of course. But again, we can always add stuff later on, so really just this is really the first phase of just finding the form language and what is it that we want to communicate. And just having fun with it, like not stressing too much. Also maybe thinking of the characters living in that environment. If it's an environment where they have the ships, are those people ex-pirates, normal people? I mean, fantasy is really a very open genre, right? So there's a lot of stuff we can do. But the more time we spend here on refining the things which are in this environment, the easier it gets later on for us when we execute it, when we paint it. So then we have everything answered. keep that. Maybe here's some sort of lift mechanism. And question is, how does the lift look? Maybe it's a ship. Oh no, that's too easy. It has to be, it has to have the form language, but it has to look like what we already established. So something maybe like this. So we really stay true to our form language. It looks a little bit like an eaten apple. That's funny. So then there is a person standing. Whoop. Maybe it's a bit smaller, the person. Sorry, I haven't checked the chat here. Have you made friends with your fellow students during the time at Brainstorm? Any that you still keep in touch with that today? Good question. Yes, I do. I actually write with them on the Discord, in the Discord chat sometimes. Sometimes I'm also like writing with them. So yeah, I do. And it's also, that's what is Brainstorm biggest superpower, I would say. It's really connecting people who have the same desire to get a job into the industry and making it. And you never know, like the person next to you in your class could be someone who maybe is going to work with you in the future or recommends you to a company. So yeah, that's always good. Burrito asked, do you know of any good exercises for practice perspective? Yeah, drawing boxes, of course. That's something I'm also making Kyle doing in a mentorship. He is Björn Cloud in the stream. Like drawing a lot of boxes in perspective and cylinders and spheres just helps you to get a feeling for understanding form, and then just adding on top, like drawing more complex stuff. And when you, let's say, easily can draw a box in perspective, and that's like, it became second nature for you, then you can go further on maybe doing more complex stuff like a figure or a vehicle or something, you know. But really start small and try to do that every day. That is really, I think that's really the biggest key, is really on doing that over and over and over. Yeah, and he also, yeah, like he said, it helped a lot. It's just the mileage and the repetition and everything that's basically, like, you have to get a feeling and the understanding for space, you know. The thing is, when you learn perspective, you are getting all those terms like horizon line, vanishing point, auxiliary point. All that stuff can maybe confuse you, but perspective is actually a very simple concept. Just thinking of when you understand the principle of a box as a construct around some objects in space, you totally understand that. For example, here, for example, if I take my sketchbook here, and you see the sketchbook is can be technically something like a box. It's just like squished very strongly. But if you I don't know, I know you can see it. Like if you draw it in a 3/4 view, for example, like if you draw a box in a 3/4 view, you can draw that in a 3/4 view. If you draw it in a top-down view, same stuff. From below, same stuff. That's why I would always practice on drawing, really try to draw boxes on a page every single day. I still do that as a warm-up. Sometimes it's just good to get your head going on really thinking about, okay, I have a plane and here's the other plane and here's the third plane, and when I turn that object, where are those planes? And that's the same stuff. And if I now see the sketchbook, okay, now I want to draw the sketchbook from below. It's the same stuff. It's basically just a box, but from below and just squished. And then you have, of course, you have here a little bit of a bevel on the corner and stuff, but technically it is the same stuff. And here this thing hanging out. So that's basically the same stuff. And then you have plane number 1 here, plane number 2 here, plane number 3 here. And when you turn that, you can go back again. Okay, what if plane number 1 is, you see that really strongly from above, like this is plane number 1, this here, like this part, and now here's plane number 2. No, that's plane number 3, and that's plane number 2. So that's 2 and that's 3. Same stuff, you know. Now you think like, okay, how do I turn that into that? That's why I would say always start with drawing boxes, and then you can easily draw. Like when you understand this principle, then you easily can draw anything. That's also how I learned it. When you watch my sketchbook video on my YouTube channel, when you see my first drawings, it's hilarious. I couldn't draw a straight line, you know. I did not understand the concept of perspective, but that's really a craft. It's really something you can learn. I hope that helps and answers your question. Yeah, Scott Robertson's How to Draw was my Bible for years, so I would always recommend that book. Also the How to Render, really getting the books and making all the exercises there. If you really do that and work through, you learn so much, totally. And also, like, if you want to learn perspective on a longer period, try to use it for stuff you like to draw, you know, not only stay with the boxes, but also try to draw stuff that interests you, you know, with a specific subject matter or something. So maybe adding a little bit more sailing parts here, sailing ship parts. Maybe use a flag in the wind. There is some sort of mechanism, and yeah, it's basically boat parts. Also make this a little bit more black here, so not forget any supporting elements. Maybe here's someone standing. This music, I have to change the music. Sorry, it's really repetitive. Any more questions? Yeah, so We are 1.5 hours into the stream. I'm not sure how long we're gonna continue with the stream tonight because I have to work tomorrow. But again, as I mentioned, I want to stream more regular now for the future, and we will just continue with this here because we did all the starting work. We invested time. So if you guys want to know how to get those sketches to a final painting, just, I don't know, watch the stream. Or I also will leave the streams on the YouTube channel, so if you miss it, you can watch it there. Yeah, and also as mentioned, I want to release the episode, the brainstorm episode, this week. So that's my goal for this week. Should we do one more? Not sure. Oh, we have to flip the flag because it doesn't make sense if the smoke is going into the other direction. My first intention for today was actually just me painting clouds because I don't know, I feel the need of painting clouds. But yeah. Maybe next time. So should we do one more? Or maybe should we add a little bit of value? So what we can do now is basically just adding a couple of values. Just to get a little bit of separation also in terms of silhouette, but also in terms of material. So we're gonna see how dark and light certain parts gonna be. Also to see how it reads. Definitely looking forward to your brainstorm video. Yeah, again, I just did video editing the last couple of days for it. I'm through the raw cut already. I just wanna step up also my editing game a little bit more. So I also took some SKILLSHARE class on video editing. So at the beginning, editing felt really a little bit like torture because I just wanted to draw and paint and not wanted to edit all my videos all the time. But like now understanding editing a little bit more really made it more fun for me. And it's very interesting, like how to make a video interesting, how to make good cuts, how to be on time in terms of timing with music and stuff. It's really interesting. I'm still contemplating taking one of those Synth Studio for next semester. Yeah, man, I mean, take it slowly with all your stuff. You're doing so much already. I think it's not gonna run away. Hey Nico, how's it going, brother? Welcome to the stream. Have you tried CGMA or Gnomon classes? Yes, I have tried both. So Gnomon was actually my first class I've ever done so far. It was also the perspective class at Nomen. I think I bought it for $60 or something. It was very dry, but I learned a lot. And yeah, and I also took the environment class at CGMA. I don't remember who was the teacher. It's also a couple years back. But it wasn't, I couldn't take too much out of it, to be honest. But I think it just wasn't for my level. It was too easy. We did a lot of basic stuff. But also like in terms of the structure at CGMA, you always had those pre-recorded classes, and then the teacher went over it like 5 to 10 minutes. And you don't had any interaction with the other students or something. It felt very isolated. If you compare it to Brainstorm, it's completely different. But I don't know. Again, I just took one CGMA class, so I can't speak for the others. And also, I think it's too hard to tell if it's really good or bad. Just from me taking just one class. Did you took some classes? How was your experience? So maybe just let's go for a very simple lighting here. Just simple top light. Are you drawing this for fun or is it for a class? No, it's for just personal stuff. I haven't done anything since November, like personal work, just because of my studio work. Was just also don't have too much energy for starting new stuff and drawing in general. And I also wanted to focus more on video editing and stuff because I'm like just at the moment enjoying it very much. So this is just for me getting back into the groove of doing personal stuff. And yeah, also I wanted to as said last year, I wanted to do a streaming schedule, and I thought maybe it's a good idea just to start with some stuff. And I wanted to do also fantasy for a while. It's also the easiest to do, in my opinion, because of all the freedom you have. What are you working on? It's too strong. I just want to see maybe adding different values just to see how different material could look later on. It's maybe too dark. What the hell's going on? Oh yeah, okay. Really want to try that editing at 1.2, but it seems too time consuming. Yes, it's very time consuming. My brother would make some videos that were like 5 minutes ago, but the editing take him an hour. Yes, and also it depends on like how is the pace of the video, like has it a lot of fast cuts, is the music fast paced. This mirror video I did 2 weeks ago was actually just me trying out new editing stuff. For example, like hitting transitions on certain beats and like hitting really the transition on the beat and stuff. You can really go very deep. I just edited like 1.5 minutes and I spent like almost a day perfecting it or trying to perfect it and learn from it. So yes, editing is really a nuts hell. I only currently have the budget for a single course class, CGMA, Norman Brainstorm. After everything I've heard about from experience at Brainstorm, I'll probably be to take one. Yes, so far, I need to say so far, Brainstorm was, I preferred Brainstorm the most so far. But I mean, also if you wait on deciding what you want to take, again, I probably will publish the Brainstorm episode this week, where I talk about like how to decide what class you should take, what you should take also into consideration when it comes to timing and everything. So maybe just wait for the episode and then you can make your decision. Oh, cool. Kind of reminds me of stuff you did in another stream. Yeah, kind of. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I did the form language stuff on another stream. It was for that on the last stream that was actually for the other brainstorm class. But yeah, that's just trying still form language, because form language is just like, I think, a skill you can always work on. I'm currently trying to draw airplanes without becoming impatient. That's career perspective. Yeah, planes are really can be pain in the butt, just because of the wings and also the ratio. But planes are actually good to start. What I remember, what was really freaking hard to do was drawing steam trains, because you have so many ellipses, and when you draw a steam train in perspective, I remember when I tried it the first time, that really annoyed the shit out of me. That was really annoying. Hey, No Name, how's it going? Please teach us how to make architecture designs. How to teach you to make architecture designs? I think that's a very broad topic in general. I would say, like, also every design starts on paper with problems, like problem solving. It's also how I learned it in school. So I would say, if you're interested in learning to design architecture, start taking a certain architecture you like, study it, like doing studies and analyze it. Then take a form language, like I did here. For example, I took the seed pods here, and then write down keywords, and then try to come up with certain designs that resembles the keywords while using your form language on the architecture. I think that's a good way on learning really design, and also to learn architecture, because you have to separate that, kind of, you know? I hope that answers your question. Would love to know how many people you've inspired to take brainstorm classes, because it's probably a lot. Brainstorm should consider sponsoring you or making you affiliate or an instructor. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nothing special. I mean, I'm happy if I inspire people to take brainstorm classes, and yes, it is some sort of how do you say, marketing for them, good marketing. But yeah, I think, like, if you have some sort of education, or some sort of resources, or a good school, it is not it is important to share that, because also the field of concept art and the industry in general, even though that we are living in a time where everything is openly shared, still there's a lot of questions for people. You see that, for example, when you see a lot of portfolios who have a lot of illustrations in their portfolio, but saying that as concept art, that still shows that a lot of people don't see the difference on illustration and concept art, because there is a slight difference. And yeah, I think it's I'm happy if I can inspire people, because I was in the same I was basically in the same shoes than everybody else, everybody who tries to get into the industry. So yeah. You're welcome, No Name. Thanks a lot, No Name. That means a lot for me, but also considering that those classes are already a little bit old. Like, when I see the classes now, I would structure them completely different. But yeah, thanks a lot. That's really cool to hear. What classes would you like to teach if you ever did run a class at a school like Brainstorm? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I really have to think about that. To be honest, I haven't thought about like what would I like to teach. I think it should be something which I'm really good at, that people have the most value out of it. Yeah, maybe some environment stuff, or maybe painting, like painting light or painting environments, because that's something I do a lot. Or maybe composition in general. I don't know. I wouldn't be down for any character stuff, because I am not too confident, and also like I have more experience in environment stuff. Also maybe in something completely art off topic, which could be like marketing, like how to marketing as an artist, like to sell yourself basically. Because I feel like that's also a skill you should need as an artist. Definitely. Hey Gabor, thanks for liking the stream and welcome. But yeah, I think that could be also interesting. But I actually would be curious on how good the business classes at Brainstorm are going, like how many people are taking them. It could be interesting to know. But yeah, maybe something like that. What do you think I should teach? Hey Barbara, welcome to the stream. I hope you both have a wonderful evening. So dark values work definitely better. Maybe a little bit darker. It could be interesting. So here's just important that I just want to see how different values would look, like considering like every value resembles a certain material. But again, I feel like that everything we did so far is just it's just the base. We should go into more perspective drawings and also to go more detailed, of course. It's definitely important to do that. Jesus. You're welcome, no name. Yeah, marketing would be a very unique. I want to see you too. Let's meet up soon. Well, I think it's probably best to teach what you are most passionate about, but you do have a very good way of critique in a simple and effective manner. Thanks, Kyle. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, hey Iga, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How was your week? How was your weekend? Hey mom, how's it going? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think we should move on here and just, where's that? Okay, group this and it's on one layer. Okay, let's do backup layer. I always back up my stuff because you never know when you want to go back changing stuff. So we can delete all this here. Soup. Can take this. Then we can make this to rearrange that maybe. That out. Separate that as well. So what I want to do now is basically I want to just separate the side view sketches, put them in a line, so align them basically. And then doing 3/4, like going a little bit more into detail in terms of the sketch, because we have no rush, and I think like we will not get into painting today. I have not thinking that we go so far. I actually wanted to, but yeah. It is how it is. And I also want to push, I want to work on my designs a little bit more, so maybe coming up with cooler stuff than what we just have. They remind me a little bit of this, of the walking, I forgot the name of the movie, with the walking cities. It looks a little bit like it has legs. Where's the last one? There it is. Let's put that here, that's okay. Just put it over here. Okay. Okay. So again, my main intention was really to have this typical European architecture here, combined with my main form language, which are the pod seeds, to really going with my keywords here, and also using my supported form language, which are sailing ship hulls, and thinking of, okay, how is this world constructed? So what problems could the people face in that world? So just writing out like problems and what problems can they have, and what could we solve in terms of visually communicating. So let's say, for example, like the question could be, why are all the houses built out of ship hulls? Let's say, okay, it is maybe everything is dried up. So slash no water. Let me maybe this lack of water, or like the oceans are going back. Let me write, sorry if my English is wrong, sea level decrease. Then, as mentioned in the beginning, it could be also that they have their, I mean, it's supposed to be a friendly town, so I wanted to have this Ghibli vibe and actually a lot of vegetation and greenery. So like this dried up thing maybe doesn't work that well. But we can also think, okay, if like ground level is dried up and all the water they find they bring up to a certain level, like how do they use it and how do they grow vegetation for food or whatever it is? That could be some direction we can go. We can also have, for example, like some toxic environment, or basically ground level is like they can't live on the ground level. I just write can't live. Can't live there. Oops. There. What else? So basically toxic environment could be also swampy, but again, I mean, we can go for a type of swamp here. And I wanted to have really a lot of vegetation, like green. When I wanted to paint, I actually wanted to make really something which is really has a lot of this here, like a lot of vegetation. And I actually wanted to do something which is maybe a little bit of golden light and having a lot of vegetation. And I also wanted to have those things, those houses being overgrown with stuff. So yeah, it limits us a little bit, but it also helps us to focus more. I mean, it also could be questions like, is it on an island? Which is maybe a little bit of a generic solution. Island question mark. Like if the only thing they have to build houses are ships, like only material for building are ships. But this is something which is in my opinion very generic, or which we had quite a lot already. When you look at Sea of Thieves, for example, they have a lot of islands where they do that, which makes also total sense. So I don't want it to go too much in that direction. Do we have any questions in the chat, by the way? Nice to see you too. I'm having a deadline, so just checking YouTube. Found you here. Okay. Is it for Vagado Chronicles, Iga? Thought cannot stay, so pop and say hi, have fun. Okay. Was nice to have you for short. I hope you're going good with your deadline, Iga. Take care. I will leave the video on the YouTube channel, and definitely I will do that. No problem. Also, like, we hit the 2-hour mark already, so and I have to work tomorrow, so yeah, I definitely want to do the next stream on Wednesday evening, so just check out the notifications and then join. So what we can also try is like maybe they found a lost city, like they were nomads and they found maybe some sort of lost city, or yeah, some sort of like empty city. Empty, but there are ruins, and then everything that they could use for building on top of that could be, again, parts of ships, because it's the only material they have which is provided to them. Material. Sorry, my spelling is so bad today. So yeah, it really helps to write down problems, and if you find a problem which you want to solve, that just helps you, and it also makes your image just more interesting. What we can also do is, like, maybe let's say the town. So we wanted to have it. It's a friendly town. It's a happy place. Like when you friendly, happy place. So when you play a game, for example, and you go to that location, to that town, it's a happy place. So you go there for trading. Everything is appearing friendly. You know, everything has this warm, friendly vibe for the player, and that's what you want to focus about. So that also means that you don't want to have so much stuff which is basically some sort of aggressive in the design. You don't want a lot of cannons, for example. You don't want to have a lot of spikes in your design. You want to have more of a friendly place. And then you think also, like, okay, what, like, thinking about like happy place, friendly place, what shapes are friendly? I mean, we already have our like direction we want to go in terms of shape design, but like also like round shapes are more friendly, and like things which are more like leaves, for example. Like when you look at a leaf shape is very friendly. It has spiky ends, but it's a very round shape. It could be squished basically. And I mean, a square shape is a very solid shape, but it's still more friendly than if you go for more something triangle. Like triangle can be very aggressive, but you can also mix something like a circle. Oh, that poorly circle here. You can mix something like a circle. Ooh, it's a little bit fat up. That's okay. A circle and a triangle. Like, how could that look? Which is basically a little bit like the leaf shape here. See, so that's automatically more interesting. Yeah, so now we just have to define, okay, what is the problem of the environment? And, oh, I'm sorry guys, it's too late for me to write. Environment. Okay. Oops. Yeah. So instead of like finding problems now, I guess we will end the stream for today, and we will just continue to work on that on the next stream. So we have like a continuous line of what we're gonna work on, and it's a little bit easier for me also, so I can just go back on that. And I would now like, what I would do now is basically thinking about like also doing a little bit of research, what could be cool. Yeah, and then we can do that on the next stream. So if you guys like the stream, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also subscribe on Twitch. I'm also on Instagram. Just type in my name, Janosch.Gerasch. Then you find me on Instagram also as well, and also make sure to follow us on Discord if you want to join the art community. If you're not a member of it, we openly sharing resources and everything. So make sure to do that. And also, I will also release the brainstorm episode this week. That's the plan. So if you're interested in taking a brainstorm class in the future, I did an episode on that, and maybe that's interesting for you on deciding what type of class you want to take. Hey Nida, thanks for the follow and welcome to the stream. Yeah, so that's as far as we could get. That's as far as we could get in 2 hours for today. From starting from the bottom, Now we're here. Sorry, from the bad joke. Yeah, so that was definitely a good start for today. We will continue to work on that project on the next stream, probably Wednesday evening. And yeah, I will leave the video on YouTube. I will leave everything there. So if you missed part of something, don't worry. Hey Lila, welcome to the stream, and thank you for that. You too, Kyle. I wish you also a good week, and I hope you get more healthy. You're welcome. Okay, everyone. It was fun. We will continue with the fantasy stuff on the next stream. And I wish you all a good start into the week, and see you soon. Take care. Ciao, ciao.